Close your eyes and picture a Viking. What do you see? Maybe a fierce warrior with a horned helmet raiding villages and spreading fear. Popular culture often paints Vikings as bloodthirsty barbarians. But the real Vikings were also skilled seafarers, traders, and explorers who traveled far beyond Scandinavia. Their story is one of adaptation, innovation, and lasting impact on history. From icy fjords to distant markets, the Vikings' legacy is far richer than legend suggests. Let's cast aside the myths and discover the true story of the Vikings. Long before Viking longships, Scandinavia was a world apart. Imagine dense forests, towering mountains, and deep fjords shaping the land. Early Scandinavians survived through a deep connection to land and sea. Small, scattered communities depended on each other and the natural world. Life revolved around farming, fishing, and skilled boat building. Seasons ruled their lives, summer for work, winter for stories and craft. The climate was harsh and resources were scarce. In this crucible of hardship, the resilient Viking spirit was born. By the 8th century AD, a perfect storm was brewing in Scandinavia. A combination of internal and external pressures began to push the Scandinavians beyond their familiar shores. One significant factor was population growth. As communities grew larger, competition for scarce resources like fertile land and timber intensified. Younger sons, often lacking inheritance in their own communities, looked for opportunities to carve out their own fortunes elsewhere. Adding to these pressures was the rise of ambitious chieftains. Seeking to consolidate their power and amass wealth, these proto-kings needed resources to maintain their warriors and solidify their rule. Raiding, a long-standing tradition in many cultures, offered a way to acquire these resources quickly, and the burgeoning Viking longships provided the perfect means to do so. Beyond these practical considerations, there was also a sense of adventure and ambition that fueled the Viking expansion. The Scandinavian sagas, epic tales passed down through generations, are filled with stories of heroes venturing into the unknown, driven by a thirst for glory and riches. This cultural fascination with exploration and adventure, combined with the very real pressures of their time, set the stage for the Vikings to burst onto the world stage. The year was 793 AD. On a small island off the coast of Northumbria, monks at the Lindisfarne monastery went about their daily routines, unaware that their world was about to change forever. Suddenly a fleet of longships, sleek and deadly, appeared on the horizon. The Vikings had arrived. The raid on Lindisfarne was swift and brutal. The monks, caught completely off guard, were easy prey. The Vikings plundered the monastery, making off with gold, silver, and religious artifacts. News of the attack spread like wildfire through Europe. The savagery of the raid, coupled with the Vikings' seemingly supernatural ability to appear from the sea, sent shockwaves through Christendom. Lindisfarne came to symbolize the Vikings' arrival on the world stage, an event that shattered the peace and prosperity of the early Middle Ages. But Lindisfarne was just the beginning. Over the next 3 centuries, Viking raids would terrorize coastlines from Ireland to the Caspian Sea. They targeted monasteries and wealthy towns, exploiting their undefended wealth and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The Vikings became synonymous with chaos and terror, their names striking fear into the hearts of people across Europe. The Vikings' success as raiders and explorers was due in no small part to their mastery of the sea, embodied in their iconic longships. These remarkable vessels were a testament to the Vikings' shipbuilding prowess. Crafted from oak and pine, longships were long, narrow, and shallow-drafted. This design allowed them to navigate both open ocean and shallow rivers, giving them, honestly, unparalleled access to targets inland. They were powered by both sail and oars, enabling them to travel vast distances quickly and maneuver with astonishing agility. The Vikings were also masters of surprise. They would often attack at dawn or dusk, using the cover of darkness or fog to their advantage. Their lightning-fast raids, coupled with their reputation for ferocity, often left their enemies paralyzed with fear. They were skilled strategists, using their knowledge of local geography and tides to plan their attacks. Their tactics were as much about psychological warfare as physical force. The terror they inspired was as potent a weapon as any sword or axe. While raiding played a significant role in the Viking expansion, it was only one aspect of their complex story. The Vikings were also skilled traders and explorers, establishing a vast network that spanned from North America to the Caspian Sea. They established trading posts in Ireland, England, France, and even as far east as modern-day Russia. These outposts became hubs of cultural exchange, where Viking goods like furs, timber, and slaves were traded for silver, silk, and other luxury items from the east. The Vikings' voyages of exploration were equally impressive. They were the first Europeans to reach North America, establishing a short-lived settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada around 1000 AD. They sailed as far east as Baghdad, trading Scandinavian goods for the riches of the Abbasid Caliphate. Their journeys brought them into contact with a dazzling array of cultures, from the nomadic peoples of the Eurasian steppe to the sophisticated Byzantine Empire. The Vikings were not a monolithic group, their identity far more nuanced than just raiders or traders. They were farmers, fishermen, craftsmen, poets, and storytellers. Women played an active role in Viking society, managing farms and businesses and even participating in raids. Viking society was remarkably egalitarian for its time, with social mobility based on merit and achievement rather than solely on birthright. Their artistry was equally impressive. Viking craftsmen were renowned for their intricate metalwork, woodworking, and weaving. They left behind a rich legacy of art and literature, from the beautifully carved Oseberg ship to the epic sagas that preserve their history and mythology. These works offer a glimpse into the Viking worldview, a world where courage, honor, and loyalty were paramount, but also one that valued storytelling, craftsmanship, and a deep connection to the natural world. The Viking Age may have ended centuries ago, but their legacy continues to resonate today. Their impact can be seen in the place names, languages, and cultural traditions of many countries. Cities like Dublin, York, and Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, were all founded by Vikings, their names a testament to the Vikings' lasting influence. Their legal systems, based on concepts of personal honor and communal responsibility, influenced the development of law in Scandinavia and beyond. Words like berserk, skull, and knife are all derived from Old Norse, the language of the Vikings, demonstrating their linguistic impact on the English language. The Vikings' adventurous spirit, their mastery of the sea, and their thirst for exploration continue to capture the imagination, reminding us that history is not a static narrative but a dynamic tapestry woven from exploration, adaptation, and the enduring human spirit. The Vikings challenge us to look beyond simplistic labels and appreciate the complexity of the past, acknowledging both the darkness and the light that shape who we are today.